Hello guys! Welcome to the fifth episode of the Galactic Show. I'm going to right away wear my Galactic Show hat, which I always wear during the Galactic shows. Space Daddy, okay. And then today we have a very special guest. It is one of our favorite all-time YouTubers. I feel like we said about everyone, but it's true. So.
It is kind of true. Sorry to put you all in the same bucket, but you are all special in your own way.
All special. And today...
one very exciting that I think everybody's super duper jazzed to see. He's been noted many times by people, so You're welcome. We finally brought him on. Please welcome Nico Carver, otherwise known as the patron saint of photons.
Hello, Nico.
Hello.
So you're finally on the screen. After many episodes of just watching and commenting in the chat, you're here. Which is great.
Yeah, I've loved the episode so far. You've gotten a great variety of people already. It was cool to see Kat, the space painter, last time.
Nice, yeah, that was a fun episode too. So like always, we'll do like a small interview with Nico, so you guys can learn more about him, and then we'll do
questions that you wish that you could ask Nico, but we're gonna ask them for you. But first, questions we want to ask Nico because we want to talk to Nico too.
And then we'll do just talk about his favorite targets and what's in the sky right now. And then we'll end up with a trivia night. With a trivia section, which will end up with a raffle.
Yes.
And for the raffle, today is going to be a carbon fiber tripod. Kind of like the one you see behind us there. A very lightweight tripod. It is from Aperture. And thanks to High Point Scientific for sponsoring the show.
Thank you.
So you guys can just join with a super chat and you'll be entered into the raffle at the end, and we'll pick someone
toward the end. Good luck. But first, yes, the icebreaker questions for Nico. Hopefully nothing too scary or personal, so don't get scared. The first thing that we always ask is,
so of course, what got you into astro?
So for me, it started with the aurora, which I had first seen just with my eyes in Alaska. I was working on a vegetable farm over the summer, and right at the end of the summer, it finally got dark enough to see the aurora up in Fairbanks, Alaska. So that sort of like put it into my mind that I wanted to see it again. So then when I got my first like full-time job where I was making some actual money, I planned a trip to Iceland and decided I wanted to like just do aurora hunting. So I went in December when it was freezing cold, rented like one of those like 4x4 truck things, and just zoomed around the country looking for aurora, and was happy to see it a number of times, was able to photograph it. And then when I got home, I started processing those photos in Photoshop, and it was my first time doing any kind of like night sky photography. And when I just brought up the brightness, I saw all of these beautiful colors and stars that like I didn't really see with my eyes. And so something about that there's like something hidden in the picture just really excited me. And then it took me about another year before I saved up and did enough research to get into deep sky. But then once I got into deep sky, of course, then it was like a nightly obsession, because it's like, anytime it was clear and I could just go out into my backyard and like set up a star tracker, I was doing it. So that's when it really got going for me. This was 2015.
Oh, same as us.
Yeah. Just about. That's so crazy.
And I actually,
we all just went there at the same time.
Yeah, and I actually remember one of the first like online places I was on was the subreddit Astrophotography, and you guys were on there too. And I remember some of your like posts, and like you had like posts with like collections like of a bunch of stuff that you had captured, and I thought they were really cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh my god, yes. Humble beginnings. That's nice. So fun. I think not to be a weirdo, because I do this for everybody, because that's how I get some trivia questions, not to spoilies. But I did see some of those pictures. I think, were you like cave discovering or something in Iceland? Because I think one of your earliest posts is of that trip.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, that's right when I got on Instagram. And when I was in Iceland, it was like, well, what do you do during the day? And I was caving inside a glacier. That's like a thing you can do in Iceland. It's like you enter in this like little hole in the glacier, and then once you get inside, it's like melted inside and all these cool formations of ice. So that was really neat.
You're so brave. Me, I'd be a little too scared to do that. Ooh.
Iceland sounds so cool though.
Yeah, it's definitely a bucket list for me. I know.
We still haven't seen any auroras.
Yeah, we haven't. And I think if you know more than we do, because we don't really capture it, like they're kind of hard to spot sometimes. Like sometimes you can be lucky, sometimes not.
It's about the luck, I guess.
Yeah, it really is about getting lucky, because it's when the solar activity is really strong, and that's hard to predict. But the best time is the winter, of course, because like up in the northern hemisphere, it's like dark most of the time in the winter, and it's bright most of the time during the summer. So it's really good to go in the winter.
Good to know. And I know it's starting to feel like winter for you right now where you are. And speaking of that, I know you're building an observatory, but question for you about observatories. Can you tell us more about your observatory series where you visit other people's observatories?
And also, Brody at the same time, good timing, is asking something here. Can you read it?
Question for Nico. What are your plans for your observatory? Are you going to make it automated?
Oh, good question. Yeah, so in my first astronomy club that I was a member of, I was in Delaware, and one thing that like the astro imaging crew did was like visit each other's observatories, because there was like 5 or 6 people in that club who had backyard observatories. That's probably where I first got the idea, was like we would do this as just this little group, and it was like really fun to like see how different people put together their observatories, because that was where I first saw like a roll-off structure where it's like the whole building rolls off. Yeah. It was so interesting, to see how people designed these and like how they designed them from scratch, like to their own specifications.
Right.
So I guess that was sort of the thinking behind the series, is I liked just like, this is something in the hobby where it's not like you just buy a telescope that many other people have. It's like it's a unique thing that you build for your own passion.
Right. Yeah, and I think just like everybody's setup, it's very unique to them and their needs.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, like I have a lot of comments on the videos about like, well, why didn't you do this or this? And don't you need a dome, or don't you need a warm room? And it's like all sort of like about my personal feelings about it and like what I like to do with the hobby. So that's a great point. And like for me, the really important part was 2 piers, because like I love the idea of like getting twice the data on 2 really stable piers. Yeah.
When do you think yours will be done?
Oh, good question. So at this point, all I have done is the floor. And so I hope to keep working on it like through the snow. I'm not really like scared of the snow because I grew up in Minnesota. So I feel like I'm just going to keep working on it till it's done, but I can't really predict. I hope like to have the roof up and rolling off by January is my hope.
Okay.
That might be ambitious, but I don't know.
I don't know what it's like to be in the snow. I have always my entire life been a desert dweller, so the snow is so foreign to me. But I find it so charming. But I'm like, how do y'all live like this all the time? And you're from Minnesota, so I'm like, the Midwest has a lot of snow also.
Yeah, it's like when we get a big snowstorm here in New Hampshire, it's like the next day, it's just, for me, it's just the whole day is shoveling out, because it's just, there's no way to sort of get out of the house and start doing stuff. So yeah, it's very beautiful, but then it's also a lot of work. I can see why a lot of like retirees go away from snowy places.
Like, one time we had this much snow in Vegas. One time.
It was so fun. There's been a couple of times. Weather, climate change, and all. And not to put all the people that you've done tours on the spot, but which one was your favorite?
I'll have to say that probably from a personal standpoint, Jay Satellano's was my favorite, because I'm modeling mine closest off of his. That was a 2-pier observatory about the same size that I want to do, and so I think that's probably the closest my personal favorite.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, next question will be, do you have any space tattoos?
Yes, I do. So I have, I don't know if you can see that with my light.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Well, anyways, it's how do I twist my arm that way?
I guess you gotta like stand up and like just show your arm. Making you, Nico, put in the work today.
A for effort.
I don't know. You can probably see it in some videos, but it's like a outline sort of Cygnus and Cepheus, the constellations,
Nice.
and because those are my favorite. Like they're just chock full of nebulae, which of course I love. And then my thinking was like I could add, right? Like these are in the correct placement, and then I could add Cassiopeia and the other ones sort of along the Milky Way.
Nice.
That's so fun. I love that you're being very like true to where it is in the sky. That's I find that so charming.
I wonder how many of us like in this hobby have space tattoos. I think it's
actually
really cool.
We all have that in common. I only have mine is only slightly a space tattoo because it's an asterism that is Antoine's.
It's not asterism. Oh, well, the summer triangle.
The summer triangle.
So
yeah.
You know, I love Antoine, but like I cannot put his name on my body.
Oh no.
That's like a death sentence for a relationship. So I was like, what's your favorite thing in the sky? And he's like, oh, I love the summer triangle. So when I was getting a tattoo, I incorporated that in my tattoo.
I think it's cool.
That's awesome. I'm glad I got this quite early in my sort of astrophotography journey. So I'm glad that Cygnus and Cepheus are still my favorites because like. What did I know back then?
Yeah. There's just so much stuff going on in there. It's amazing. Next question, Nadia?
Next question. Let's see. So, you're very famous for your comparison videos. At least I think so. So, what compelled you to make those?
Oh, good question. What was the first one? Oh, the first one is about filters, and it was light pollution filters, and I think what compelled me to make it was I was seeing all these like arguments online about like you should never buy a light pollution filter. They don't do anything or something. And so I was like, well, I want to know what they actually do. So I just like bought a bunch of different light pollution filters and then just tried to like show what they did scientifically, like where they cut out the spectrum and how they acted with different kinds of cameras under different skies just to show the data. And then that one was like so much work. It was like I spent like 8 months on it or something.
Nico, you're insane. That's why I was like, what compelled you to do it?
But then because I don't know, something about these things that are like so much work, it's like once you do them and then they're done, you sort of forget like oh, I should just never do that again. So then you do it again. Like it's the same with my critique videos. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Like just having like open critique.
The 9-hour one, I still haven't gone through it.
It's like a marathon.
I still have a chunk of it to go.
But it's a weird thing where it's like once you do something once and then people want it again, it's just sort of you just feel compelled to like keep doing it, even though it's like it's not really worth it in terms of my time. Like I put so much time into this for not like a huge reward in terms of like money or anything, but like it is fun. I don't know.
It certainly is. That's why I was like, is it for the fun or is it just to like, you know, compare the actual products to one another? But I do enjoy if your answer is because it's fun.
It's so in depth, like it's so it's really difficult.
Because that just it shows your passion, you know?
Yeah, in one of my latest ones, it was like there was so little difference, and then I didn't really like say what was my favorite, and I got a lot of comments from people being like, so which one should I buy? And I'm like, I don't know. They're all pretty good. Like, yeah.
You're like, I talked about each one of them. I think it's up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay, next, the very, very serious question. I think the most serious question here. Your hair is gorgeous. Do you use any special products or like, and do you plan to cut it at some point?
I do cut it, but I don't use any special products. The only thing I do is I don't shampoo it every time I shower. So like I if I shower, you know, every other day or something, I only shampoo it once a week or something. And I don't know. I think just sort of the natural oils from your scalp are the best thing.
You have my dream hair. I wish I do.
But I don't do anything special.
I was going to say, can Antoine have your wig if anything ever happens to you?
Oh, actually, I do. Whenever I do cut it, I do send it in and they make wigs of it. So someone out there is probably making, or is probably wearing my hair, I guess. People with like alopecia. The locks of love thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. That's cool.
Amazing. When was the last time you cut it then?
When was that? April maybe, or
okay.
It was. I think it was right after the critique video, because a lot of times I'm like, I got to get something done, and then I can feel like I can cut it or something because of like continuity and different things. Yeah.
That is so funny that you say that, because Antoine is the same. Antoine's like, I wore the T-shirt in that video. I have to wear it again.
If you forget something, you're, oh no, this scene I forgot. You have to go back, and it's like, I know, like, you know, like you have no choice. Or even the
I have all these black T-shirts because I'm just like, well, that's easy. I can just remember, like, just put on a black T-shirt whenever I'm filming.
Kind of point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Wow, that's amazing that you don't use products. Good for you. You're so blessed. I wanted to ask that question just in case anybody else was curious, because that was my question.
So we have, like, I think 3 or 4 more questions from people. I think we might only do 1 or 2 here.
Yeah, these we took from Instagram.
How about we do this one? What's the hardest target you've ever photographed?
Probably the Cygnus shell is sometimes called. It's a supernova remnant that I based this huge mosaic around, but the thing that's in the middle, the blue supernova remnant, is really hard on its own. Like,
is it
if
like
you look at
W44, I think, no?
Yeah, no, it's a W63.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's now it's being imaged more, but like when I started on that photo, I could only find like 1 or 2 amateur images of it because it's just so dim, and like it's like one of those ones where it's like, unless you're planning to put in 50, 60 hours of O3 under a dark sky, just don't even start, kind of thing. Yeah. It's dimmer than the squid, for instance, much dimmer than the squid, for instance.
And what's your bortle zone where you live right now?
3?
Right now I'm in a bortle 3.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's good, but then my issue is the weather. The weather, the clouds and the transparency are often quite bad, but
such is life.
Let's do one last question so we don't take forever on this interview part. What's your favorite Ascar telescope? Someone asks.
Oh, good question.
No comment.
You know what? I don't have it anymore because I gave it to someone, but I really liked the 80 PHQ. For some reason, that one just like, it looked so good and it didn't have any issues. And it even with the reducer on it, it just was perfect, like corner to corner.
Yeah, our main home telescope right now is the FRA 500 with a reducer.
Oh,
it's pretty good. Yeah, we like it.
Yeah, they make really nice stuff for, especially like they're just coming in at a better price point,
right.
And they seem really focused on astrophotographers. Like they don't really care so much about visual. It's just like, let's make a really good focuser. Let's make sure that like they can use it out of the box, kind of thing.
Yeah, I like them. And then, Daria, do you want to do the palette cleanser?
Well, but of course. So, palette cleanser. What is something that people don't know about you that's not astro related?
Well, I'm now doing this full time, but before I was a librarian, and so I had a whole sort of career as a librarian. I could have continued doing that, but I decided that YouTube was a lot of fun, and it was like it was just too much to do both at some point. But at my last library job, I was an astronomy librarian at the biggest astronomy library in the world, which was pretty cool because they just had a lot of really rare books for astronomy nerds, nice. You know, Charles Messier's handwritten notes, all kinds of weird things like that.
That's amazing.
Where's mine?
Please don't take that stinky book out.
I have a very old one. It's very stinky. There's some Charles Messier sections in there.
Well, I'm very glad that you decided not to hide your lovely, beautiful, amazing hair behind a desk of a library, and you put it on YouTube. I think everybody's happy about that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I think we're done with the interview. We'll move to the next section now. Before that, guys, we have a giveaway. So it's a carbon fiber tripod. I think it's around like $350 or something like that.
So pretty neat prize. Definitely worth it if you're going around Oot and a Boot
for Milky Way stuff, for trackers, it's perfect. And it's very lightweight, so it's good. And if you want to enter the raffle, you can do a super chat, and then you'll be entered into the raffle at the end. And thanks to High Point for this sponsoring. And let's go to the next section now.
Which is all about astrophotography. Now you can be like, whew, we don't have to talk about me anymore.
So we have 2 targets we're going to talk about, and with Nico right now. And your choice of target, Nico, was the Cave Nebula, which you shot. So let me share my screen. Oops, using this one here. And we'll talk about your picture. Alright, you should see my screen very soon. So you took a picture of the Cave Nebula, which is right here. And tell us more about your image here, which I think
sure. So after I did an 8-panel mosaic in Cygnus, I wanted to do another deep mosaic image, but I didn't want to go crazy and do another like 8-panel. So this was a 2-panel, but I spent all summer on it. And instead of doing 8 panels with like a little bit of data for each panel, I did 2 panels, but like really put in a lot of time with every filter. And I never got it exactly how I wanted it, but I kept looking at the data over the years. So I shot this in 2018 or 19, I think. Mm-hmm. And then every year I would sort of revisit it and look at it. And in 2023, I was looking at it again, and I was looking specifically at the blue data, and I made it starless, and this little thing popped out at me, and that's how I discovered the Hummingbird Nebula with this little reflection nebula.
So cute.
So you can't really even see it in here, but go ahead. Yeah.
I really love that you revisit things. Like, I feel like you're one of the only people that like, oh, I can get that next year. Like, I love that you revisit things. Like,
so can we see it on this picture here? Where is it on this picture on the bottom right?
Oh, so yeah, I should have done something to make it more obvious. But okay, if you go, see how there's like 2 big circles in your image right now, or 2 big ovals. So if you go to the left side of the big oval and then down a little bit. So yeah, keep going over to the left side of that oval. Keep going over.
There's a delay, so.
Oh, I see. Yep, you're almost on it right there. So it's like basically invisible in this image the way that I processed it. Yeah. But when I looked at it again, I was like, oh, yeah, there it is. I stretched it differently. I did a different starless technique, and there it popped out.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, so interesting. I actually didn't notice it was so close to the Cave Nebula. I remember I saw the video.
Yeah, it's really close.
I guess it's super close, yeah. Because we took a picture of the Cave Nebula, this one in narrowband. I'll show you right now. Because you can see here is Nico's version, which is very true color, right? Like it's fiery red, which is really great. And if you took it in narrowband, it would look much more blue like this. This is in narrowband, but I think we missed it because it would be on the left side, right? So it would be. Yeah, I don't think.
It would be just off the left side of that picture, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
So crazy.
The second picture you want to talk about is your image of the Seagull Nebula, which is right here. It's a close-up shot of the Seagull. And you can see here the... what's it called again? Oh, Nico, help me. What is it called again? I forgot the name.
It's popping
up.
What is it called? It's super famous. This thing. Oh, brain fart.
I can't remember. Is that a...
Someone's gonna tell us.
Yeah, it's shockwave. The shockwave.
Shockwave, right?
It's famous shockwave. It's very, very visible here, which is nice. And this was with 3 filters, right, or 2 filters?
3. Yeah, this is SHO.
SHO.
Yep.
Very nice. And we took the same, well, not the same picture, but like an image as well in SHO, I think.
Before you go, I really like the gradient of color on this.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's really it blends in really beautifully. I know that we've done it a little differently.
It's because it leaves the green, and I love how the green it goes from like yellow.
It's so rainbow-like.
Yeah.
I love anytime we can incorporate like rainbow colors, and I know that's not really realistic, but like I just think it looks really pretty.
Yeah, I love it. Because in some targets, like you want to get the green off, but in some others, like this one here, with the green still in there, it's really nice. It looks beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dahlia, because it's a gradient like diagonally from like the red in the upper left and then down into the like the oranges and yellows, green, blue, like it really works. Well, sometimes if you leave in all of the green, it gets too chaotic if it's like a chaotic nebula. But like this one, I think it works because it's a gradient.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so wide field to compare, this is the view of the Seagull Nebula and is very, very close to Thor's helmet. And those targets are going to be available very soon in your skies as winter is,
approaches.
It's probably already here, like around 10 p.m. I think. But you can capture those two together if you have a wide enough telescope, I guess. This was with a small telescope and a full frame camera. And the shockwave is right here. All right. And then now we'll quickly, very, very quickly talk about what's in the sky this month, and then we'll move to trivia.
No need to move too fast, friend.
Oh yeah, because we also have 5 good targets for this month. And let me just show the catalog here. Let's see. Okay.
Antoine's got like 3 different controls here.
I know it's hard. I have the iPad and the screen. So if you guys want to shoot 5 targets this month, here are some ideas. You have first M45, which is still good this month, so you can capture that. It's a great target for broadband, so like a OSC camera, or with no filters. I guess you don't need a filter for that.
Have you captured this one before, Nico?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a video about tracker versus no tracker on this one, and it was interesting because because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I like the no tracker version." I personally liked the tracked version, but some people are like, "The no tracker version is just more contrasty," and they liked it better. So I thought that was interesting.
Nice.
See, this is why like having multiple pictures, and this is actually maybe you brought this thought back to me, and this is why I've asked Antoine to like reprocess things, and like I think one of those actually got us an APOD because I was like, hey, like have you thought of doing this one again? Like your skills have just progressed so much since the last time you did it, so why not try it again?
I tend to trash all my files, but sometimes I don't. And so
he doesn't like to look back and be like, oh, that's so like, do you ever cringe at your stuff?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I've on long-term projects that go on for years. It's like sometimes I just am like whole nights of data that I thought used to be good. I look back on and I'm like, that wasn't very good. I think I'm much better now. So you look back and see what all the faults and what you did.
But you know, back then you were just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I'm so good. I'm so talented. And then you look back now, obviously, you know, you get better over time, but it's really humbling. It's really nice. Like, I think they're worth keeping.
Mm-hmm. And then the second target, which I know Nico has taken because I actually shot this target from Nico's image from I think a year or 2 ago. It was the double cluster with HA behind. And I think you were one of the first guys to image this with HA in the background, which is fantastic.
It's popping up in a second.
So NGC 869 and NGC 884, that's a great target for right now, I believe. Next, we would have the Heart and Soul Nebula, which are great as well in Cassiopeia. So the Heart Nebula, that's an old picture, in SHO, as you can see here. And the Soul Nebula, which is right next to it. IC 1848, which is also a great narrowband target. This is bicolor, so the Soul Nebula is a great bicolor target. If you don't want to use an S2 filter, you don't have to. This was just HA in 03, I believe. And bicolor is great. And one next target, which is a bit tougher, it is the Shrimp Nebula, which is SH2 188. And this is really bad because it was taken through the smokes from California, I think 2 years ago. So it looks terrible, but it's a great small target that looks pretty cool. And it's called the Shrimp Nebula. And lastly, if you want another target to shoot this month, we have IC405 and IC410, which are very close to each other. And this is the Flaming Star and Tadpoles Nebula. And they look very nice as well in narrowband. So you can see on the left here the Flaming Star, and on the right the Tadpoles, and you can see the Tadpoles here.
And they're just 2.
Yeah, a lot of gas in between. Yeah, those are great targets. And
fun little guys. And I guess other things to talk about for astrophotography this month in November. I don't think we've passed today's the Nat 10. There you go. I know what day it is. The 13th, we have a new moon coming out. The 17th and 18th, you'll see the Leonid meteor shower. And on November 27, my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
It's a full moon.
Wait, or beaver moon. Whoa. It's supposed to call a beaver moon.
How so special.
Yeah.
Do you guys know all the different special moon names? I don't know them.
Like strawberry,
we gotta tell you, we're not moon guys. Like, we leave that
me either.
Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah.
He's the moon guy.
Yeah.
We should have him sometime.
Yeah, I think he'll be willing to, so just whenever he's ready or free.
Whenever there's a new moon, because then he's not busy.
Yeah. But yeah, then we can go to the trivia section, which I think this time is going to be very different. Well, not very different, but there'll be a twist this time. I will tell you that it's going to be very interesting. I think it's probably going to be harder than most trivia.
Why did you have to do that to Nico?
I mean, it's either going to be very hard or very easy for him. I'm not sure. We'll see. So the way it's going to work, let's go into our trivia mode here.
The thing is, if there's a visual aspect, because there is, what if the people in the chat help you? Is that cheating?
They can help.
Oh, can I hide the chat? Let's see.
See, this is why you're the patron saint, because you're so good. Also, can I just explain to you really quick why I gave you that name?
Oh, sure, yeah.
So, like, I love using, like, regal names, but for some reason yours, not that you're not regal, is, I don't know, you just help people so much. I love seeing all of your content, and it's like, truly, truly helpful. Like, I know that we make, like, helpful astrophotography content, but I see your stuff.
He makes, like, 2-hour-long videos.
I see your stuff, and I think that you're, like, the guy. Like, if I was going to point somebody to, like, oh, you really want to know about XYZ, you should go see Nico's stuff. And I love how interactive you are with your patrons and, like, how you are with your community posts on Instagram. I just found that so, like, above the regality of, like, a duke or, like, a queen. And I'm just like, you're the patron saint, like, because people just look up to you, you know? Like, you're the master of, like, method, so... I don't know. You're also just so kind too. You're very, like, family friendly and, like, always willing to help. Like, we love your content.
I think you're a bit in love with you. But I agree. Yeah, I fully agree. You're amazing. And then hopefully you will have most answers into this trivia here, which I'm going to explain why it's different. Usually we have 10 questions in a row about the trivia. Mm-hmm. This time we'll only have 5 questions. But every question will have...
Every other question?
Every other question will have instead a picture on your screen, and you will have to guess from which image it comes from. So it's a crop of one of your pictures, and you will have to guess from which image this was taken.
I like this. I used to do one of my librarian jobs, an International Video Games Day for, like, gamers, and one of my trivia things is I'd pick, like, tiny little bits of a video game screen and make them guess what it's from, and they were so good at it. They were like, they could see, like, 5 pixels from Mario or whatever and be like, that's Super Mario or something.
I think it sounds fun, so we'll give it a try and see if you like it. Right before we start, one more time, guys, I think it's your last shot this time. If you want to win a carbon fiber tripod, you can enter the super chat and you'll be entered into the raffle. It is thanks to High Point Scientific for sponsoring this with an Apertura carbon fiber tripod, which is very useful for Milky Way stuff or putting your tracker on it. That's what we use all the time.
Very sturdy tripod.
And lightweight. So we'll do the raffle right after this trivia. So enter while we are doing this now.
Chesty.
Can you move, please? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, goodbye. That was Chester making a second appearance in this show.
All right.
So I made the YouTube screen full screen, so I can't see the chat, so I'm not cheating.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
See, this is why he's a patron saint. Just saying.
Okay, so we'll do the one question first, and then I will keep going with the picture. So Dalia, go ahead and ask the questions, and me, I will do the pictures.
Okay, question 1. I'll go up to the microphone. You started your journey into astro in 2015. We did already know that. What was your first target that you shot with a Christmas present that you got that year?
It's got to be Orion Nebula with my Astro Track.
Oh, yeah. Good job. Those on your screen here are your 3, I guess, first astro pictures on your Instagram, and from right to left. So on the right side is you taking a picture of Ryan with your astro track as a gift. Then your first picture, and then a enhanced version of M42, still taken with the astro track. So good job. That's 1 point.
And I remember that first picture. That's just like the JPEG straight from the camera. So that was exactly how it looked like on my screen. I was so excited.
You're like, wow, this is amazing. Yeah. But I love it because it was a part 1 of part 2. You made that very clear.
All right, number 2. So first of the new tricky questions. Can you guess where this is from? Which image this was taken from? You can say either the name of the nebula or the name of the image itself.
Yes, this is the Ghost Nebula. I can't remember the Vandenberg number, but maybe right. 152. Vandenberg 152.
141.
141. Oh, okay.
So close.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was taken from there, so as you can see this little hand shape, and then right here.
So spooky.
Very nice. Okay.
I know this image very well because I made a YouTube video where I talked about how the stars like look a little bit triangular, and it was driving me crazy.
Pixel peeping.
Yep.
And then, Dalia, do you want to do the next question?
Yes, let's not try to hit the air horn because I'm crazy. Let's see. Okay, so your longest video on YouTube is 9 hours and 26 minutes. Guess how long your shortest video is?
Oh.
It's a wild guess.
I guess 40 seconds, maybe? A short? I don't know.
Not counting shorts.
Oh, not counting shorts.
Not
okay.
counting shorts.
Okay, I'm going to guess 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
How can you get this right? I mean, it's too hard.
It was very hard. It was very hard. I got to toss one of them in there, you know? But yeah, it was your great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn from a city.
I got the 30 seconds right, but I got it wrong by a minute. Yeah.
You did. I have a bonus question for you later, so you can make it up. Literally,
so close,
everybody has gotten like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 every time we've done trivia.
Yeah,
so
there's always some tricky ones.
There's redemption.
All right, the next one will be another guess. So can you, Nico, guess where this crop was taken from? What target? From your pictures.
Yes, this is the Heart Nebula. It's that tendril coming off of it.
Good job. Yes.
Wow, you're so good.
And there was a tricky one because it was all on the right corner here. And you can see the full picture with the Heart and Soul Nebula. And the Heart Nebula has so much gas on the right side.
I really like your gradient on here too. It's nice. So like smooth and pretty. It's like a painting almost. You have a very painting-esque watercolor kind of style.
Yeah, because there's still some green. See, it's nice.
Take that. Yeah, I do like the sort of like thinking of color palettes as like something that you could actually like see in nature or something, or just like I love thinking about color palettes, so I appreciate that.
Aww. That's your passion again. Let's see. Next question from me. What year did you start building your dream observatory?
Oh, well, it depends on maybe how you want to define starting, but I'll say 2023.
I'm like, okay, the way you hard launched it on your YouTube.
Yes.
And Nico has...
So I bought this property in, the house I'm living in 2022, and I was already thinking like, I'm going to build the observatory right here. Yes. But yeah, I really started building it in 2023.
And Nico has a series on YouTube that you guys can follow where he builds his observatory, and you can follow along with him as a progress, as he makes progress, and it's very interesting. Yeah,
I think you said you had the foresight to buy the house with the intention of doing the observatory.
Yes, yeah, it was, a dark sky that was still close enough to an airport that I felt comfortable about it, and I really was like looking not only at like the Bortle, but also like where could I put an observatory? Are the horizons good enough to make it worth it? That kind of thing. Because up here in New Hampshire, there's so many trees that it's hard to actually find a place where it's like open enough.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we really have that problem.
No, when we came to this house, we went to the backyard. The very first time we came, we went and crouched down to see if we could see Polaris above the roof, and it was just enough.
Just above the roof.
Yeah, before we could say, okay, we got this place.
So we're like, done.
Okay. We are now at question number 6.
Dun, dun, dun.
So 4 more questions. Can you guess where this picture comes from? It's gonna come in your screen very soon. I can't tell if it's getting harder and harder or easier and easier.
Oh yeah, this is Malat 15, the heart of the heart.
It's too easy. Or it's too good. I think Nico is just too good.
So lovely. Again,
this one's in my YouTube banner, so yeah, I know that image well.
It would be really funny if you didn't. And again, for me, I just see like watercolor. It's giving me watercolor, and I love it.
Yeah, I really was happy with this image. This was from Bortle 9, so I was very happy that it came out so well. Yeah. That's the nice thing about narrowband. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Someone also mentioned they're like, yeah, definitely your photos are always watercolory, so that's like it's pretty. It's Oh, Chuck's here. Hi, Chuck.
Oh, hi, Chuck. Chuck was number 1 in the. He was the first guest.
He will always be number 1.
The first guest in the Galactic Show series. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
That was very fun. Next question for Dahlia.
Yes. Next question. How many years ago was your first YouTube video?
Really? That was tricky too. I guess I can guess.
How many years ago? Okay, so I think it was 2017. So that would be 5.
Yes.
Or 6. Sorry, 6. 6. I can't do math. Which is it?
Wait a second.
Well, Dahlia wrote the answer, but
it was 5 years ago, so that was 20.
Oh, so I got it right first. So that was 2018. Okay, so I got the year wrong. 5 years ago. That's my final answer.
No, my answer was also 5 years ago. So.
Okay.
Obviously, I couldn't math either, and I totally missed your other bonus question before. What was the bonus question?
You know why I was so confused is I had a video from 2017 that I delisted. Because I just didn't like it anymore. It was an unboxing, and I just I don't really do it was like an unboxing of some random thing. I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't want it on there anymore. Yeah.
That's fair. Hey, that was a tricky question. And you know that video from 5 years ago that we were talking about was 1 hour long.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it has 209K views.
That's amazing.
Very nice. Like, whoa, buddy. So hey, maybe that was a good thing that you unlisted that, so people could be like, what was his first video? Let's take a look at that.
Yeah. Very nice.
So you know why the first video I did was so long was I was doing a lot of teaching at the time, and I was always given an hour for a class. So I was just very conditioned to be like, if I'm teaching something, I'm going to make it an hour. And so that's why I did that on YouTube. But then right after that, I heard oh yeah, YouTube really likes long videos now. So then I think that was just a lucky thing that happened. Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
And I think you were one of the first guys to make long, in-depth videos about Astro on YouTube. So that's great. Okay, I think we have 3 more questions. And the next one will be another guess. Can you guess where this crop was taken from? And please, for once, guess wrong, because I was trying to make it hard.
Guess wrong, wrong. Just kidding.
All right, let's see.
We always wish your success.
This is the W63, that really hard supernova remnant I was talking about before for my mosaic.
Wait, is it? Because I think I messed up my answer then. Are you sure?
Is that your final answer? He says.
Yeah, I think so.
Hang on, let me check my files.
Antoine.
No, because I think I typed it wrong on my end then. Because hang on,
it has other names. Maybe what did you have down?
He doesn't want to say it because he's scared.
Oh, maybe it's the same. Okay, maybe they're both right. What I had down was it is Northwest Cygnus.
Oh, that's just what I called the mosaic. So yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we're both right.
Yeah, I love when you're both right. Yay!
Yeah, so the reason I called it that is if you think of Cygnus, it's like the whole northwest wing. So it's like if you think of like the bird's body, it's like this is the wing to the northwest.
Do you want to use your tattoo for that?
I feel like it's hard to rotate,
You're like,
but yeah,
it's here,
it's over
Dahlia.
there.
It's here, Antoine.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh
so
my god, you got to use that sometime. You're just like, they're like, oh, but where is it located? And you're like,
oh, I have, yeah,
right here, baby, right here.
Nice.
Okay, I love knowing that. Okay, here's where your bonus question comes.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Because there's this. Okay, the question is, we love your car's vanity plate. What does it say?
Nebulae.
Nice.
Yes.
Wait. Oh,
What?
I
Why?
was going to say, your bonus question is, can you guess what the motto of your state is?
Live free or die.
Well, you said it before it popped on the screen, so.
Yes, there it is.
Nice.
Oh, and there's a funny thing about on the right side of that license plate there. You see, that's called the what is it called? The old man in the
scratched.
I can't
remember
exactly.
Yeah, it's like a rock.
Oh, I thought it was scratched.
But no, that's an actual feature, or it used to be a feature of New Hampshire. But then due to erosion or something, it's no longer around, but it's still like part of the state lore. So it's like
interesting.
Like it's like supposed to be like an old man in the mountain, like his profile, but it's you can no longer see it.
Oh, that's sad, but what a lovely memory. That sounds, and live free or die sounds so much more cool than home means Nevada. But I also love our state song. I'll live and die by it. But
I've tried so many times to get some astro plates, but everything I wanted was taken already. Or like...
Yeah.
Yeah, like Galactic was taken, like everything was taken. So I still have some blah blah plates.
Did I tell you guys a story, I think, on the last live where I followed some guy and I was like, I love your plates. It was M81, M82.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh god, they probably think I'm so weird, but it made me so happy. I am also a fan of my vanity plates, which are X-Files.
That's cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
plate.
Tangentially Astro related.
You know what? Yeah, I need to get some. Oh.
You'll find one eventually.
We only have one question left before the trivia is over, so it's your last chance to enter Super Chat for the Raffle.
Did I? Just for good measure.
She loves this app. Alright, so can you guess this very last image?
Okay, that's from the same mosaic as the Northwest Cygnus. But this one is in like the upper right part, and I can't remember the name of that cluster, but it's a really nice cluster of blue stars. And right to the lower left of that cluster of blue stars is Tabby's star, which was a really interesting case where it was dimming very irregularly, and they thought maybe there's like an alien superstructure around it. So it's just a really cool star that I was glad was part of the mosaic.
All right, you got it right. W63. Wait, so you know what? It's funny because I just realized this was the same mosaic. I didn't realize it when I was taking that.
Oh yeah, so I expanded it. So the first one was like 8 panels, and then I expanded it in every direction, so it became 24 panels.
Ooh.
Oh, you're right. How did I miss that? Okay, yeah, nice. Oh, you can see the cluster on the top. That's right. Interesting. Yep. Okay, so I guess you got pretty much everything right. I mean, besides the trick question at the beginning, but that was that was Dahlia's doing. Well, good job. Like, I guess like everyone. I think everyone got like 9 out of 10, right?
Yes.
Good
I
job,
thought
Nico.
I thought Dylan got 10 out of 10.
Dylan got 10 out of 10.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any trick questions?
I always have a bonus question for everybody.
But did you have a trick question?
It's Dylan O'Donnell, so I'm sure that we did. Asking
Nico how long is the short video was very tricky.
It was very tricky.
All right, good job.
Let me answer like one.
Well, while I'm doing the spin wheel thing, you can ask questions from the chat.
Yes, because I forgot to say how you enter the raffle, but literal last chance. But questions. I asked people if they would submit questions for us. Let's see.
Wait, how many do I put in the wheel?
1 second. Sorry, amigo.
Yeah, we're just gonna edit the wheel so we have enough. Well, we have the correct number of participants. And
edit the wheel.
In the meantime, while I'm doing this, Delia will ask you a few questions from the chat, just to pass the time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. And go ahead with the chat.
Cool. All right, raffle closed. Let's see. Sorry, because I have to go back. And I'm not wearing my glasses. If you didn't know, I can't read. Boop, 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 boop. A question for Nico. Is going to build the observatory in a roll-off or a...
You already asked that.
Oh, sorry. No, that wasn't... It was automated before, but...
Oh.
This one was being specific. Is it a roll-off or a dome?
Oh, I can answer both because I don't think I had answered automated either. I'm planning to eventually automate, but not right away, just because I'm sort of like, I don't have all the money for all the steps. You know, I'm not even going to be able to afford electrical wiring right away. So I'm just sort of adding things as I get more money for it. So eventually automation, but not right away. And then it's roll-off roof. And again, partly because domes are a little bit more expensive, but also because it's just like less complex. Like I could sort of understand like how to build the roll-off roof and just like roll it off myself. While with like a dome, you basically need automation right away because it's just too annoying to like be constantly moving it around.
Yeah, and these things can be expensive. You know, like if you humble people can't normally afford an observatory. The budget is definitely a restriction, so you got to do what you can.
Yep, exactly.
I have another question. Are any of you guys planning to do a collab with Peter Zelinka?
Oh, I'd love to, but I don't know him personally. I don't know if you guys do.
He came to Vegas a few months ago, and I was supposed to meet him, but something happened, and we weren't able to. But I was looking forward to it. So maybe when he comes back at some point.
And then you should come. We've like housed so many astrophotographers at our house this year. It was crazy.
Yeah, Kat
and Ian, Bray and Lanchin. I think
Nico is next.
Justin was here. We've hosted some of the Stella girls, like Diana and Nicole.
You went to Canada, right, to see Trevor recently?
Oh yeah.
It was.
How was that?
I was going to a star festival in Ontario, and it was like I looked at the route, and it was right on the way. So Trevor was nice enough to host me for a night. Yeah, it was really cool. It was nice to like see his backyard and
did you pet
meet Rudy and meet Rudy and Ash and yep.
Everybody is just like, and Rudy. Oh, they're so lovely. I really would love to see them again, and maybe we'll have them on the show. I can't say. To Nico and Galactic Hunter, is there any target that you wish to image but still haven't?
The Dolphin Nebula.
Ooh.
Oh, I would love that one too. Yeah, there's so many for me. I mean, I've never done the Eagle or Omega, just partly because
really?
It's like the southern targets. Like even that, you would think that that's plenty high enough, but there's only actually a couple of months out of the year that I could really do them justice, and I just haven't gotten to them. Whenever like that core of the Milky Way is up, I'm just like so into like Rho Fiuchi and the Blue Horsehead and some of these other ones that just haven't gotten to them.
But I honestly love that you image so much of the faint, like not often captured stuff. Like I love that. You don't just care about the bright objects. Like you take so much time doing like the very, very faint stuff, and it's so amazing.
Yeah, I really, that's like, I in one of my presentations that I do in person, I talk about how like people have different goals in astrophotography. Like some people are sort of like collectors, like they like to like get everything in a catalog, like, you know, your Messier catalog workbook, it's like checking everything off. Or like some people like me, it's just like I'd rather just like spend like hours on one field and just like try to bring out like really dim stuff. Yeah.
And you know what? That's what I like now. Like since we have the UDRO place, observatory.
Oh
in
yeah.
Utah.
In Utah, I just love spending so much time on just one faint target now, and just seeing what gases there are behind there. I don't really care anymore.
Oh yeah, I loved your one. What was that? It was a Messier cluster, but then you brought
15.
out all this IFN. That was so cool. Yeah.
M15, yeah. And I just got a new image which I will show on Tuesday, which is a Hyades, and there is just so much dust in the background.
Oh, I love that one.
So much dust. Yep. I was
very
very surprised.
excited to share.
But it's not IFN.
That was a really fun discovery this week. And in passing, I started working for my old agency briefly, and then I was just like, la la la, and Antoine's like, I discovered something, and I'm like,
no, I almost made a mistake, because when I was about to share the image, I was like, this has to be IFN, right? I just say it's IFN. But it's not IFN, it's ISM, which is within the Milky Way, which is different. So people often confuse those two, including me. But now I went all deep into the research, and now I know exactly what the difference is. So
the most confusing one is the Cepheus. They call it the Cepheus flare and the Polaris flare. And the Polaris flare is IFN, but the Cepheus flare is dust in the Milky Way, and they overlap. So they look like they're connected, but they're not. They're completely separate parts. Yeah, it's very tricky.
So do you think the iris is IFN or ISM?
ISM. That's part of the Cepheus flare. Yeah,
I was wondering.
Yep. I asked. There's a guy named Galaxy Map on Twitter. I think he's still active, and he's very into like galactic cartography. And I asked him specifically about this question, and he said everything in that like iris area is in the Milky Way band. It's dust. Yeah.
For everybody to know now.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, now we have.
And I also, very quickly, I also realized, in my research, that you can actually see IFN with your with an eyepiece. I didn't know that. I thought it was impossible to see visually, but you can. There is a guy named his first name is Mel, and he has a bunch of drawings about his visual observations of IFN, and it's incredible. He has a whole map of the spring sky with different places where there's IFN that you can see visually, and to me it was fascinating.
Yeah, I think I think he was involved with maybe the MW, the Mandel-Wilson catalog of IFN. It was like an attempt to like catalog all the IFN objects, and I remember, I think Mel was involved in that
I think he has like 145 or something like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
I love this stuff. But yeah, my wheel is ready. I don't know if you have more questions before we do that.
No, we have a couple of other ones, but I know we're coming up on our 1 hour.
So someone says really quick, please define IS and IFN. IFN is like, well, to make it very simple, it's space dust that's very, very far in high galactic latitudes. So it's being illuminated, but not by specific stars, but by the whole glow of the Milky Way. Whereas ISM is within the Milky Way, so it's interstellar medium, and those are the gases that are illuminated by specific stars nearby, not by the whole glow of the Milky Way. So ISM is much closer to us, it's in the Milky Way, whereas IFN is very, very far, and there is no specific stars shining around them. So yeah, that's a very quick explanation. But they both look the same, pretty much. They both look like very faint gas, and mostly the same. IFN is mostly grayish blue, whereas ISM is, I think most of it is most like gray and red now, gray and brown, most of it. But yeah, it's very similar. They're both hard to process. So
excellent work, good research.
And the raffle.
We head now to the raffle. There were 8 entries, so thank you to all who entered the raffle. Good luck. Somebody's
going to win a tripod.
Yep.
Let's see here, and thank you once again to High Point for allowing us to use one of their products for this show. How do I spin this? Oh yeah, I have to go over here. All right, let's do this. 1, 2,
spin that
3.
Wheel.
Last time Dylan won. All right,
number 8, who is somebody named Vraj Johnny.
All right.
From Canada.
Congrats to you, Vraj. You won a carbon fiber tripod, and you will just contact us.
Please contact us
through email, and then we'll link you up with iPoint. congrats to you.
Yay!
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Galactic Show number 5. That was a pleasure to have you, Nico. It was really fun to talk to you.
Do you have any projects maybe that you're working on that you can give us little details on, or keeping everything under wraps?
I can share that. So I did the one observatory update, and I'm now editing the second one. So it's taken me like 2 months to put together the base for the floor and the floor itself. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I was just thinking like, oh, that's not very exciting. A video all just about making a floor, but hopefully people still like it. I was surprised by how many views the first one got. So
don't underestimate how interesting
people
this is.
Love
it's so interesting.
Behind the scenes. We
yes,
want to see your success. Also, because you're the patron saint of photons, people want to see your success. They want to see you get what you want. It's very pleasing to see dreams come true.
That's true. Yep, definitely. I'm also working on a video that's about creativity. So you mentioned like the watercolor a bunch of times. This one is about another aspect of creative astrophotography. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And then I'm doing another one in my solar eclipse series. So like my first 2 have been about sort of DSLR imaging for the eclipse, which is my preference and what I'm going to be mostly focusing on. But I figured like a number of people might be interested in the smart telescopes and how to prepare with those for the total
eclipse.
It's getting more popular,
it's getting it's coming close already. I think I feel like there wasn't enough fanfare for this annular eclipse. I think there should have been, but it's not a total eclipse, which is what the general population knows.
And smart telescopes are getting they're on the rise like crazy.
So simple to use.
Yeah.
So very exciting. I'd love to see that, because I'm sure a lot of us like have the same idea, but we'll also be, have our own other more complicated rig happening on the back.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you for those.
Thank you for your time, and everybody. I hope we got to answer questions that you asked. But we leave you here. This was Galactic Show number 5.
Well, thank you guys, and cheers, guys, and thanks, Nico, for being here.
Thank you. It was fun.